We do.
Because we're not there.
This is a good point. This is a great.
There we are.
That's a great point.
First
Wow.
it was the kitchen. Now it's us.
Yeah,
We're
but
here.
and to be fair, there's a lot more buttons on here than when we just had lonely old Facebook.
Yes.
So the oven is
All right.
on. I just heard it fire. It's at 350. Life is good.
All right.
Mhm.
And
Are we on?
okay, I believe
We are on.
so.
Yeah, there's people piling in now.
All
So
right.
that's
Well,
cool.
can you fix it so I can see who's there? Yes, we are on.
No, I think people need, when they comment, you'll see them here.
Always something new.
So there we go.
All
Molly.
right.
Molly's
Hello,
here.
Molly.
Hello, everyone. We had a little technical glitch.
Yes.
We had a lot of technical glitches, but that's okay. We don't even have the microphone over by us, but that's good. So if you're watching from our Getting Healthy group, we just see you as Facebook user, but that's okay.
What's cooking? All right.
Katie, Marcus, it's been a while. Yes. So listen,
cookies, yes.
Make sure tonight you tell us where you're from, because we may have a very special gift for you.
Yes.
And all you have to do is tell us where you're from. I think that's pretty fun, actually.
I think that sounds very good.
It sounds great. So tonight, before we introduce ourselves, Heather's making one of her most culinary elite recipes we have ever done on this show. They're actually the most simple cinnamon cookies you will ever find. So no tricks, only treats.
That's right.
Just trying to work that in there
Trick
somewhere.
or treat. There better not be any tricks.
No. So we're gonna make some cookies. And I think, like, as much as I love cookies, I think more importantly, we're gonna talk about something. It's gonna seem like it's about us, but it's really about you guys. And that's, did we make a mistake with the restaurant? Because we've been unpacking. We had a crazy weekend. We've had time to kind of unpack and think. We want to talk to you a little bit about that, but really how it relates to your lives. Mm-hmm. But before we do any of that, good evening. I'm Tim Kaufman.
I was going to go first. I'm Heather Kaufman.
And we run a page called Fatman Rants. Together, we have lost 290 pounds. But more importantly, we've regained our health. We live a healthy, happy, and active life on a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. We come to you guys on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock to share tips, advice, and just stuff that's been on our mind, because we know what happened to us is out there for anyone.
And if we can do it,
you can too. I don't think I've ever said that, but you can. You really can. It's just a choice. We
switched it up a little bit.
Yes.
Hello, Lynn and Donna.
Yes.
And Pat.
And we have an Aldenite, which is great.
Yes.
They could have just come over to the house. See the mess we got going on here with all these cords, wires, and lights.
Another time.
Yes. So cinnamon cookies. But wait, before we do that, let's say, should ring that little bell.
Okay.
Wait, we gotta find someone first. No, because we need a name. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good.
All right.
So keep telling us where you're from, because that's super cool.
Yes.
And if you think we don't even know if there's bloopers or value. We don't know yet. But if you'd be so kind, give this a share. And the more people that hear about it, the more people that can make fun of us for being silly. Just kidding. So, okay, maybe we'll hold off on that. And yeah, so Heather's going to start cooking cookies.
Yes. All right.
Do you want to go?
Yep, you got
it. I'm ready to switch this camera on. The recipe that we're using, we think it's easier, it doesn't get lost as easily. It is on our Facebook, and I just posted it. I just posted it on the website. In fact, there's not even a picture in there. But Heather's doing a whole series of stuff out of this cookbook. I'm going to tell you right now, you can get this cookbook for free on our website with a PDF download, or if you want to purchase, we just got a few more cases of these in. We just shipped some more out yesterday. If you'd rather have the hard copy, I'm going to tell you a secret about this book. It's not a very sophisticated book. It doesn't have fancy pictures. There's really nothing fancy in it. But we've sold, oh my gosh, tens of thousands of copies because people say that it's simple, quick, and easy, just like the title says. So if you're looking for fancy, this is not the book. If you're looking for practical, then this is the book. All that said, let's flip it around, Heather, and see.
Fatman Simple Cinnamon Cookies. So tonight we're going to use 3 overripe bananas. Usually these are overripe, but I like them usually a lot more darker.
Yes, darker. Darker is better. The darker they are, actually borderline like you're going to toss them.
Here.
Yeah. The riper they are, the sweeter they're going to be. So we could probably, break them up a little bit. That's good.
That's what I'm doing.
Good job, Heather. All right.
All right. We're going to try to do this quick.
Yes, we had a great, we did a cooking coach last night in our membership group. And it was great. We made some really good food. Had a lot of fun. Couple of laughs, as always. Mary, can I say hello to people since you're not here?
Yes, that would be great.
Mary, Lauren, Patty.
All right.
Hello.
Good job,
And,
Timmy.
Someone in the group said get crack-a-lackin'.
Okay. And also next I have 12 pitted medjool dates.
So
I'm actually gonna scoop them in because I think I would make a mess if I tried to pour them in.
So these medjool dates, you'll notice there's a little bit of liquid on them. That's because Heather had to actually pit them because they did not come pitted.
Yes.
And we softened them up a little bit in the microwave ahead of time, just because it'll make the blending easier.
All right, let's get rid of this.
All right, get that mess out of the way.
All righty. And then next, we are going to use 1 tablespoon of cinnamon.
Now that seems like a lot, but these are cinnamon cookies after all.
Right. And I'm not like Tim. I measure.
Yeah, that's a very wimpy. That will go in the.
Oh yeah. Blooper 1.
Yeah,
Had the bowl in front of me.
Just do yourself a favor. Put another one in there.
See, you were distracting me.
Yeah, it's my fault. I knew it would be my fault.
Yep, it's your fault.
We just gotta make sure we get that cinnamon. And here, I'll grab that.
All right, and take my bowl out of my way.
Yeah.
Thank you. Then we're gonna do 2/3 cup of plant milk. I actually like the vanilla almond milk the best for this.
All right, 2/3 cup. Boom. Now, normally we use the Vitamix on this, but Heather doesn't really like the Vitamix because it scares her. So she's going to try to use the bullet on this.
All right, and that's it for now because we're going to save the oats
for later. That is correct. So all she has in there is 3 bananas, the 2/3 cup of plant milk. We say 12 dates in the recipe. We had 10, which will do just fine, and a big old tablespoon of cinnamon. And we should do a sponsored commercial break. So that actually looked really good. So it looks like a brown smoothie, and that's
so you're going to blend it on high until smooth. And
smoothie.
I'm going to pour the mixture into the bowl.
Yeah, there you go. Look at it. Just pour it so they can see it. Oh, it looks a little gross. But it's gonna taste delicious.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna taste delicious, and it's gonna smell the whole house up like cinnamon. Oh, we got the spatula out.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, Kathy made it here. Oh man, I'm so sweetened or unsweetened plant milk. Obviously, unsweetened is much more healthy. Heather just happened to have some sweetened because it came from the restaurant, which we won't be able to say that many more times.
All right, next I'm going to do 2 3/4 cups of oat flour, which is ground oats. And Tim, we're going to talk about the oats.
Yeah, so could you show them what we get our oats in? So it's funny because we were on a group call last night making apple crisp.
Yes.
And a person mentioned on there that when they started following us, we always bought these oats in 2. and then we would take one right away, grind the whole thing up, and dump it back in. Then you always have oat flour in hand. So we cheated a little bit. We did grind a quart of them up, which we can now save them for other times. And now you don't.
Yeah. And I'm going to, so I poured the mixture in a bowl, and now I'm going to stir the oat flour in until thoroughly mixed.
Yeah. So, and this, okay, so there's a couple things here. One, we're using bananas, and what is that supposed to be, a full cup?
Yep.
That's where I was going next. So one, we're using bananas, and what is it, a cup?
2 3/4 cups.
2 3/4. So why don't you start with 2 and just get that incorporated and then go from there. So when you use bananas, you know, some of them are different sizes. So you got to kind of use your head here. You might have to adjust on the fly. So Heather started off just putting 2 in there, and she's going to get that all incorporated, and then we're going to add from there. But I'll show you what the texture should look like, or she will.
All right, well, okay.
Yes. I'm here. Looks interesting. Kimberly. Boom.
I like being on that end.
I know you do, but I like watching you cook. So you can see they're getting incorporated. Now, if you wanted really thin cookies, you probably could get away just how the batter looks now. I don't know if you could actually see. Yeah, tip that up a little bit. So what would you say, Heather? It's a little thicker than pancake batter? Yeah,
it's getting there.
So these would be very thin cookies, but we're going to put a little bit more in.
So we'll put our 3/4 cup.
I wouldn't put the whole 3/4. I would start with about a half a cup.
All right.
Again, if you have smaller bananas, it's going to change the recipe a little bit of adjustment. And don't forget, if you go too far and they get too dry, you could always add a little shot of water in there, an ounce or two, to thin it back out. These are really hard to mess up, to be honest with you. Look at that. What do you think? I think that
it's getting there.
I think
I
that
still got a little
good.
more to mix up. It's at the bottom.
You know what? I feel like that might be what we want right there. So Heather's about a 1/4 cup short of the oats, and we do know that in time, by the time she scoops it all,
okay,
it's going to thicken up a little more even. So it's about the texture of brownie batter.
All right.
And we're ready to rock and roll.
Well, can I jazz it up a little?
You're jazzing today. These are supposed to be simple.
I know, but I just was thinking, you know, that there's a couple things you can jazz these cookies up with.
Yeah. I see one thing I like. But...
I have some raisins.
Okay, you could do a cinnamon raisin cookie out of this.
Could add some walnuts.
That's what I would do.
And then, since it's fall, I have some diced dried apples,
which happen to be Fuji.
So I think I'm going to pick.
Come on, do the walnuts.
The raisins.
Oh, okay, raisins.
You said walnuts.
I would have done. Maybe do them both. No, this is good, guys. You don't even have to add these. To be honest with you, you could do them just plain.
Yep, we have a lot of people that make these, and they just make them plain,
and they're good.
I was just thinking about that tonight as I was looking through the recipe. I like just a little bit of raisins, not a lot.
Yes, Katie Marcus says walnuts. Walnuts would have been a much better choice.
Okay, we'll do raisins and walnuts.
All right, a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
All right, just
we don't want to mess up the recipe.
You're not eating them, so just a little bit of walnuts.
Yes, we got a lot of adding walnuts. Add the walnuts.
All right, everybody said add walnuts, so I added a few. All right.
So, okay. So, oh my gosh, this stuff is good. Chocolate chips. Okay, hold on. So, Anne wanted to know if we put fresh apples in, will we need more flour? So, Anne, if I was putting fresh apples in, I would dice them really small because these only cook for about 15, 20 minutes. And I'm afraid they wouldn't cook down. You can start scooping them up because we got to get these in the oven.
I know.
You're rushing me. Raisins, yum. Katie Marcus says vegan chocolate chips.
Excellent.
Yes, and that spoon might be a little big, but that's okay. So the dough is doughy. And that's about all you need right there. And these are going to be very puffy, which is good. Now I'm going to tell you something. As far as attractiveness, they might not look like the most attractive cookies, but I can tell you they taste great.
And they would be great to make with kids.
Yes.
Nice and easy.
Yes, and jazzing is
or
good.
people that don't like to cook or bake. The easier the better.
Yes. So why don't we get a few of them on? And wish we had time lapse here in live time lapse. We need to warp time.
All right. Well, you can if you want, you can turn around. I'll just keep going and then.
Yeah. Sometimes a smaller spoon will help you keep them a little more round.
Well, I had a little spoon out and I already used it.
And then if you really are concerned about how they look, you could wet your fingers and kind of mold them back round. But they're gonna. I'm telling you, when you taste these, you'll be like, "Oh, these are so."
They're
simple.
drop cookies.
Yeah, don't get them that so big because they'll take forever to cook. You could. We've already tried this in a silicone bread pan too. By the way, you could have like a cinnamon oat bread, which is delicious. But it's only 3 ingredients. How could you?
Except for the add-ons.
Yeah, except for the jazzers. All right, why don't you do one more? We'll pop them in the oven.
And I believe it's 350 for where did my paper
about
go?
15
you
or
took
20
my paper.
minutes.
I think 20.
We had the oven preheated at 350. The recipe says 25, but maybe Heather can turn that up to 375 and get us out of here quicker. How does Heather think about that? All right, sweet. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Am I coming back over?
Yes.
Okay.
But I put cinnamon on your chair, so we got to move that. Okay. Jazzing up is good. I got to figure out.
Now I got to watch the clock.
You ready?
All right. Yes.
Oh, no, we can watch. Whoops. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Hold on. Can we get. There we go. We're back.
All right.
Yes.
And I'm going to watch. I forgot to put the timer on.
Oh, my gosh. There's so many messages. So, okay. Yeah, you can add flax or chia. What else do we got here? Oh, grated apple. Oh, and that's a perfect idea. No sound. Do we have sound? I think. We have sound, don't we? Yeah, we have sound. I can see it. That's all that matters is taste.
Thank you.
Great job, Heather. And everyone hears us.
All righty.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. Had a little there's too many buttons. I hear. Okay.
Now, did anybody else tell us where they were from? Were you paying attention?
I forgot to look because well, I forgot to look at where you're from, so I'm sorry about that. My bad. I was too busy worrying about the cinnamon. That you put enough cinnamon in there?
Well, I think I did enough cinnamon.
Well, maybe people that are just joining us could tell us where they're from. There's a very good reason for it. Yeah. All right. How about this one? Yes. Well, Heather's got a marathon bell. So, do you want to announce it? Yes.
Right there?
Yeah.
Carolyn Nichols from Rhode Island.
We have to remember that.
And if you could message.
Yes.
Where?
Wherever you're watching, Carolyn, and now it's gone. If you could message us your address, we will send you a free cookbook. Yes. There you go. We'll try to track you down after this is over. Okay, let's talk. About if we made a mistake. So if you didn't know, we've been kind of.
You know what?
What?
I just would like to do this. I think Angie Bankert from Colorado should get one too.
Gosh, I feel like Oprah right now. A book for you.
So message us, Angie Bankert from Colorado.
You should write this stuff down. Okay, so I want to talk really quickly, and this is not really about us. I'm going to spin the whole thing and make it about you. The idea of, so if you didn't know, we started a cafe about, Heather, was it 5 years ago, 4 years ago?
4 years.
4 years ago, we opened up a cafe. I wouldn't say it was on a whim. We wanted to start teaching plant-based classes. It was scary. In fact, it was so scary, Heather. Why don't you tell them the first time you plugged the open light in, what happened?
So I plugged the open light in.
No, you didn't plug it in all the way.
Oh, well, I was thinking I was turning it on. So I was going to plug it in to turn the open sign on, but I didn't want to
She was shaking.
because I was too afraid. I was
Yeah.
too afraid to plug that sign in because I didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, it was scary. So we started this business. We had no business starting this business. Oh, we weren't in the food industry. We knew nothing about it. And we started this cafe. I don't think we had a lot at stake financially. Well, we had a lot of work at stake, but it was a very scary thing, but we did it. And Heather, fought through the fears. Most of the time we fear things that never happen anyways. And she plugged that light in. And can I be honest?
Mm-hmm.
The first time she made hot chocolate, it boiled all over the stove. The first time she made toast, she almost had the fire company.
The first time he left me alone, I forgot and left the toast in, walked way to the back, and all of a sudden I smelled something. It was terrible.
So
I thought for sure the fire company was coming in.
Yes,
I cleared that out. Let me finish.
Okay, sorry.
I cleared that, got the fans going, aired the whole building out, and the most sweetest thing happened. I had a customer walk in, and I said, "Does it smell terrible in here? Does it smell like something's burning?" And he said, "No, it just smells like burnt toast. It's better than goat poop."
So that was when we met Walter. So the point is, like, everything went wrong. We couldn't even make coffee. Remember the coffee? We're a cafe.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't even make a pot of coffee because the filter flipped over. There was coffee everywhere. It was a mess. Heather was hysterical. She's probably couldn't tell you she was hysterical. She wanted nothing to do with it. But by the time, we finished our run Saturday, Heather took command of that kitchen and she was cooking out literally thousands and thousands of pounds of food. And I'm super proud of her for that. So let's cover mistake.
With the best team we ever had.
This is true. So let's cover the first thing. Was it a mistake to start the restaurant?
No.
Not at all. And I want to talk to you really quickly about this. It was one of the scariest things we've ever done. But are you glad we did it?
Yes.
So it was a great experience. And, sometimes, guys, fear gets us, it gets a hold of us and we freeze. We can't move. We can't move forward. We can't move anywhere because we're so afraid of what ifs and what ifs and what ifs. And the truth is, most of the time, what we're afraid of doesn't even happen. So it's okay to be afraid. People don't want to be afraid, but it's really okay to be afraid. It's not okay to let that fear control you. And I know it's hard. I deal with a lot of fears and, a lot of anxieties, but you can't let it run you. You got to put it in its place. And I'm going to say this right now. The best way to overcome your fear is with action. When you do something, I feel like I say this so much about doing something, but if you do nothing, those fears are just going to linger. But if you do something, you're going to build confidence. And you might burn toast once. But how many times have you burnt toast in the past 3 years?
Haven't again.
Never again. So
I never walked away again either.
We fear our mistakes, but our mistakes are what teach us the lessons to move forward.
Yes.
We ended up buying a toaster, a proper toaster.
Yes.
So fear is not a bad thing. It's really not. And so then fast forward. So we get this silly cafe idea. We're supposed to do a couple $100 a week of sales out of there. And I don't know what happened over the next 4 years. It just ramped up to the point where it started controlling us. And so we served 55,000 meals out of this little place. And you look at our kitchen and you're like, it's impossible, but we did it. And so the next thing that we've been talking about, was it a mistake? Saturday, we had a lot of I don't say regret. We were sad. We were sad. We had people coming in. It was a beautiful party. People were signing cards, bringing flowers, beautiful flowers, by the way. And it was just hearing stories of how we helped people and how they found community. It was beautiful, and the business was very profitable. So you can't help but question, do we make a mistake by walking away from it?
No.
So I don't want to put you on the spot and ask why, but why do you think we didn't make a mistake by saying this was the end of the road for us?
Because we needed to change our environment. We needed to, we want and tell people how to be healthy. We
Yeah.
want, we've had some stress from it, and stress is not healthy. And it's been a great thing, but it was time for us to move along and to be able to go out and serve more people by being able to do more things than just being in the cafe.
And I think this is a great lesson, because this was hard for me financially to walk away from a business we bootstrapped. We took on no debt. We turned profit from day one, and it was very profitable through the 4 years. And it's hard to walk away from a business that's profitable. So you have to shift your priorities, like what's important to you. And our impact, we feel, is very important to us. And passion is also important. We're too old to do things that we don't want to do. And we feel that our impact kind of had a ceiling at Flourish, where our impact online could be much more scalable. And we lost our passion. And I don't think it's fair to anyone to just show up grumpy and then paste a smile on and pretend that you enjoyed peeling 100 pounds of onions on Tuesday
Or potatoes.
instead of enjoying life, So I don't think it was a mistake to quit, but here's what you need to know. I think a lot of times the best way to kind of audit yourself to see if you need to move somewhere or move on or stop what you're doing, you have to constantly ask yourself questions, because it's so easy to get into the rut and routine of life and just get on autopilot and do the same thing every day. And I feel like someday you're going to wake up in 20 years and say, whoa, I could have done this, or I could have done this, or what about this? And it's hard because we get comfortable. And when we get comfortable, that's just as bad as, in my opinion, being fearful. Because both comfort and fear will keep us where we are. It's kind of a weird conundrum. So the point here is really think about where you're going and what you're doing, and try not to get stuck in the cycle of just go to work, come home, go to work, come home. Because I think it's important to grow.
And there's so much to live for. And there's so many things out there, and you need to try new things. And they may only last 4 years, but it can be a good thing. And then you can move on to something more better for you and for those that you want to help.
And can I add one more thing?
And you can learn from people. You can learn.
Yes.
Learn. Where I just lost my track. You can learn. You know what I'm trying to say.
I think you're literally going where I was going. Like, it's not a waste. Like the 4 years we spent in the food industry knowing nothing, boy, we got really good at the food industry. When we were done, we ran a business through COVID, and shops around us were closing one by one. These shops have been in business for decades, and here's little Flourish just cranking food out. We did good.
And if we didn't try this, we would have never learned it, and I would have never moved on from just making a baked potato.
Yeah. And I'm excited to get back to just the baked potato. But the point I'm trying to make is, over 4 years, we learned lessons. Mm-hmm. We went through struggles. It was not easy. We learned how to set up systems. We learned how to make things easier for everyone. We learned how to deal with employees and customers. And no one can take away what we've learned. So the point that asking if it was, did we screw up? Did we make a mistake? Absolutely not. Mm-hmm. I would do it again. Just not now. Looking back, I think we made a good move.
Mhm.
And I also think that someday we're going to look back and say we got out at the perfect time.
Well, and I'm just got to back up a little bit. What I was trying to say is I had a cleaning business
Mm.
and I was very comfortable. I was like a robot. I could just keep going, doing it. I didn't have to think. I just went and did it. I was so afraid to stop doing that and to start the cafe. And then when I did finally give up the cleaning business and went into the cafe, it was like a relief. It was time for that change. And now that we've done this cafe, the 4 years, now it was time to change. But I learned something from each business and each thing we've done.
Yeah.
And I've met so many wonderful people, and just being able to go out no matter what it is that you're doing and just smile and just be nice to people. Even if they're not nice to you, you never know how you're going to make their day by just smiling and saying hello.
Yeah. And that was the last lesson we learned at Flourish. And I don't want to start crying. But that one thing you say to someone that's struggling could be the thing that's the most important thing in their life for the month. And so we ended Flourish after hours with a great experience. So the point to this is it's okay. It's okay to be afraid, but move forward. And it's okay to move on from something that you're comfortable with. I think those are the key takeaways.
Mhm.
And with that said,
Can I check my cookies?
I smell cinnamon cookies and they smell pretty dang good. Yes. No. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is. It's definitely bittersweet. I think that's a good way to think about it. It's bittersweet, but we're excited. And yes. All right.
Don't flip it yet.
Should I flip it?
No.
Oh, we got to check. We can't flip it till we see if they're done. She's getting, we must be out of toothpicks because she's got a bamboo skewer.
I do not. I have a regular toothpick.
All right, what you think?
They are done.
Okay, put something on the counter. All right, we're gonna flip flop.
Spatula.
Wait, can I flip flop now?
Yes, but I have a huge spatula. I forgot to get my.
Just use your fingers.
Okay,
All right.
that's the one.
All right, I'm flipping the camera. All right, here we go. 4 Fatman's Simple Cinnamon Cookies. I'm flipping right now. Boom. There she is.
All right.
Okay, little fun fact here, little pro tip. Let these cool down before you try to get them off the parchment. We're going to rush the process. But
On my way here.
well, we don't have to put them on there anymore anyway, so because I got rid of that other camera.
Oh, all right. Well,
So yeah, so
they come
flip.
right off.
Yeah, so flip it over. You probably could just pick them off with your hands.
Oh.
Well, so you can see the bottom. Well, look how nice they come. You don't even need a spatula.
What do you want? Like that?
Sure. Look
There
at
we
that.
go.
All right, put them back down. I'm going to try to hold it up to this camera.
All
See
right.
if I can get them. Whoa. All right, there they are. Like I say, they don't look like the most appetizing cookies in the world, but I promise you, they are so delicious. They're so stinking easy. Just 3 ingredients. You can't go wrong.
And you can jazz them up.
Yes. So, Julie, what we said is the recipe is if you go to fatmanrants.com, I just posted it. In fact, I didn't even have a picture, but I just posted it. Just go to recipes and boom, there it is. All right, let's flippity flop back here. Shaboom. There we go.
All right.
So there you go. There's the cookies. They're lovely cookies. Just lovely cookies. They came out great.
Can you scroll up a little bit for just a
Scroll
second?
up. Which way is up?
That way. Go up a little
Up,
more.
up,
Up a little more.
up.
Up a little more.
Oh my gosh.
Up a little more. Wait. Go up a little more.
I'm not scrolling anymore.
Just a little more.
We have 100 people watching.
Just a little more.
Ah.
Just a little.
All right.
Right there. Right there.
Okay. What are we doing?
I'm so glad you showed me this.
Oh my gosh. Her and that
Kathy Farrell Novak, Deerfield, Massachusetts. You won a book.
Now, how are you going to remember all these people? So,
Right here. And
Kathy,
I took care of it.
Kathy, if you could message us on our page, Fatman Rants, just message us an address to send this to. We'll get that right out to you. So that's 3 books. 3 books we gave away. Whoa, that's a lot of books.
Woohoo!
All right, enough, because the dog is going to go nuts. I knew
sorry.
it. I could hear him stirring. So anyways, there you go. There's your simple cinnamon cookies. And did we make a mistake? The 2 key takeaways for that. Oh my gosh, this is my teacher self coming out. The 2 key takeaways is don't let fear stop you. You know, you got to, action is the way around fear. And the second thing is, don't get in the rut. Don't get comfortable doing the same thing, and go explore new adventures, because you're not going to lose anything. You're just going to gain experience, memories, and knowledge.
Right.
And that's what we have tonight. So with that said, we cannot wait to see you next week. Until then,
Same time, eat plants.
move your body.
All you got to do is a little more than you did yesterday.
You guys make it a great week.